beneath the mask of a friendly neighbor, a successful businessman, and even a clown who entertained children, hid one of America's most notorious serial killers. John Wayne Gacy is remembered not only for the unimaginable horrors he committed, but also for how long he was able to get away with them. This is the disturbing story of the man they called the Killer Clown. John Wayne Gacy was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1942. His childhood was anything but normal. Gacy grew up in a strict, abusive household, under the control of a violent father who beat him regularly and belittled him, calling him weak. The constant abuse, along with health issues like fainting spells and a heart condition, isolated Gacy from other kids. He was desperate for acceptance, a need that would follow him for the rest of his life. Many people claim this is part of the reason Gacy committed such heinous acts. In the 1960s, Gacy tried to present himself as the perfect family man. He married, had children, and even joined community organizations. But beneath that facade, his dark urges grew stronger and stronger. In 1968, while his wife was pregnant with their first child, Gacy assaulted 2 young boys. He was caught and sentenced to 10 years in prison. But Gacy quickly learned how to manipulate others. Gacy knew that revealing his true self would never get him out. Instead, he put on a facade and played a model inmate. Instead of serving his full sentence, Gacy was released after just 18 months, and the day he walked free, his wife divorced him. After prison, Gacy moved back to Chicago for a fresh start. He started his own construction company, which gave him easy access to young men looking for work. To his neighbors, Gacy seemed like a normal, hardworking guy. He threw block parties, hosted barbecues, and would even dress up as a clown for children's events. His alter ego, Pogo the Clown, would later become one of the most chilling symbols in true crime history. Behind the smiling mask, Gacy was luring young men to their deaths. Many of his victims were employees from his construction business. Others were vulnerable boys he picked up off the street. He would promise them money, work, or simply a safe place to hang out. Once inside his home, Gacy had a terrifying method. He would use handcuffs, sometimes tricking his victims into a magic trick. After that, he would assault them, strangle them with a rope or a board, and dispose of their bodies beneath his house in a cramped crawl space. Over time, the stench of decay became so strong that neighbors and even visiting police officers noticed something was wrong. By the mid-1970s, families began reporting that young men were disappearing. Police received multiple complaints pointing to a man named John, who picked up teenage boys who were never seen again. Some employees of Gacy's construction company vanished as well. But without enough evidence, police couldn't pin anything on him. In 1979, Gacy was accused of assaulting another man, but brushed it off, insisting it was consensual. Once again, he slipped through the cracks. In December of 1978, everything began to unravel. A 15-year-old boy named Robert Peast worked at a local pharmacy. One evening, John Wayne Gacy stopped by to discuss a recent renovation the pharmacy had. During the conversation, Robert overheard Gacy talk about how he paid these guys a fair wage. Robert, eager to earn more money than his pharmacy wages, told his mother after his shift that he was going to talk to a contractor about a new job. Robert never came home. His mother reported him missing immediately. Police quickly suspected Gacy, knowing his history. He arrived 4 hours later than promised, covered in mud, at nearly 3 a.m. Authorities placed him under 24-hour surveillance. On December 14, 1978, Gacy even invited 2 officers into his home for coffee. One of them noticed an unbearable smell, something that reminded him of rotting flesh. That suspicion was all they needed. Soon after, police obtained a search warrant. When officers confronted Gacy, they told him they knew what he had done, and if he didn't confess, they would start tearing up his floorboards. The pressure broke him. At first, Gacy admitted to killing one man in self-defense, but the truth was far darker. A search of his home revealed body after body buried beneath his house. Police uncovered at least 26 victims in the crawl space alone, with others dumped in nearby rivers. In total, John Wayne Gacy confessed to the murders of 33 young men and boys, making him one of the deadliest serial killers in American history. Gacy's trial shocked the nation. His defense tried to argue that he was insane, but jurors didn't buy it. They found him guilty of all 33 murders. He was sentenced to death and spent 14 years on death row, showing no real remorse. On May 10, 1994, John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection. His final words were chilling: "Kiss my ass." Even decades later, Gacy's crimes continue to haunt investigators and families. 6 of his victims still remain unidentified, though modern technology and DNA testing are helping to uncover their identities. The story of John Wayne Gacy is a chilling reminder that evil can wear a mask, sometimes even a clown's smile. Thank you for watching. If you found this case disturbing but important, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which true crime case you'd like covered next. Until then, stay safe and remember, monsters don't always look like monsters.